There is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the Infinity Gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination. At the summit of entertainment, the dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little bit tired, but went out free pool night at the one of the local watering holes, so I had a couple of beers there, so that got me a little energized for tonight. Yeah. Just like my vocal warm up before I go up and sing is a glass of whiskey and about 2 cigarettes, maybe 3.
God
Yeah,
damn it! Oh, fucking shit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your muted, late, and gay host, Church of Failure. With me, as always, is my uniquely unmuted co-host, Ayrton McCartney. We've already heard how he's doing, so fuck him. I'm doing great now that I'm unmuted.
How are you doing?
You know, I think the viewer count went up because nobody could hear me. So now that I'm talking, I expect it to go. Yep, there it goes. But anyway, no, I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. I have I've got 3 spots to mute myself, and without fail, every episode I leave one of them checked. Because see, while I'm setting up the show,
now you did tell me some sad news.
Oh,
before we started.
Oh.
You're almost out of your Loggable, and
I am.
I feel like we should take a moment of silence for that.
No, we had our moment of silence when I was fucking muted at the beginning of the show. That's what being out of Lagavulin does to me.
Fair enough.
Anyway, welcome to the chat, Matt Christie, Einbrecht, Chad Middleton, and all you guys who aren't currently chatting and watching. It's good to have you here. Right now, by the way, how'd you like the new intro music? Real quick before we start.
That was fun. I dig it. We're getting all like technologically savvy and shit in here. It's weird. Like, what is this? Like a proper show or something?
You know, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Maybe one day we'll actually know what the fuck we're doing, and people will enjoy this. And I feel like the people that are watching
next year.
Yeah, by this time next year, there will be compilation videos of my fuck-ups all around the world. Somebody will be making a Christmas album about me. It'll be great.
My audio will be clear throughout the entire show.
How's it going, Danielle? Good to see you. Anyway, yeah, that's using the Choir of Failure bot that we have thanks to Matt Crispy setting it up. Now we are actually working on a little bit of a soundboard bot as well, so that'll be something interesting to add to the show. Ayrton won't have to use his phone next to his speaker anymore.
You found out how I was doing it.
I've known from the beginning. I'm not that. I'm not that simple. So we've got a lot of topics to cover. There's a lot of unfinished business that we had left over from before the holiday. Danielle's working on the album already. Thanks for that. Hopefully it'll chart. But there's some stuff we need to get to from before the holiday. But one thing that caught my attention earlier today was this top 10 list. 10 exciting books coming in 2020.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're not going to read through all of this, but we are going to take a look at it. Brand new year. There's never been a better time to pick up a comic. The last decade has brought huge new audience to the medium with blockbuster movies. Well, it's brought people to the movie theater, not the comic book stores. 2020 looks to be packed with brilliant titles. Now, as we go through these, I just want to see if you note anything suspicious about them. And maybe take note of some things that look interesting and some things that maybe don't look so interesting.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, we'll kick this list off. We're actually going to talk a little bit more about this book today. But we've got Thor by Donny Cates. The Odinson has come out the last decade as one of the most popular comic book characters there is, but in the comics, Thor has seen some big design changes since his introduction to the MCU. Jason Aaron. Oh, go ahead.
So, didn't they? Wasn't there just a new Thor run this year?
That's what they're talking about here.
Or last year or something?
No, that's what they're talking about here is the new Thor run. I'll go ahead and kind of spoil it for you. Thor is a herald of Galactus. And that sounds pretty fucking awesome. Not gonna lie. It has been suggested to me in the Discord. I think it might have been SJW Spidey or Larry Bernard. One of those guys suggested that I read it, and I've taken a brief look at it, and I think I'm going to enjoy at least the beginning of it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting enough, but I don't know if they won't fuck it up. Like, I'm not convinced, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, CBR is a trash site. This is What Culture. We do have a couple of articles from CBR.
What Culture so much, anyways.
Yeah. That was another point of contention. There's not a lot of good comic book news websites anymore. I mean, Comic Allegiance hasn't updated in fucking 9 months. Yeah, it's really hard to find decent, reliable news that isn't just garbage. But we have to do what we have to do. Number 9 is Decorum by Jonathan Hickman over at Image Comics. And the first line of this pretty much sums up what I thought when I saw it. Does Jonathan Hickman ever stop working? He recently concluded his East of West run, which means that we need to start reviewing it now that it's over.
Yeah, we've been talking about that one for a while.
But Hickman's Decorum is a tale of the most well-mannered assassin you've ever met. Mike Huddleston from Guillermo del Toro's The Strain being set to bring his unique style to the book, promising stunning artwork to go alongside the story. With news of the new run coming in the March solicitation, there's not much info to go on. However, if you've been following Hickman's previous work with Marvel and Image, you already know this new sci-fi tale will be most certainly brilliant. So, if it's Hickman, I'm gonna check it out. But
yeah,
I mean, the cover is very trippy. You've got an airship.
which I don't know why, but like that. I don't. Is that like? Do they consider that steampunk? I don't know, but like that kind of like old school sci-fi like airship stuff. I always like that kind of like artistic aesthetic to stuff. I don't know why, but I do.
Bounding into comics is also pretty. It's more pop culture. Like it's not. It's more movies. Like there's not a good source of comic book news anymore because there really isn't any fucking comic book news. But yeah, bounding into comics is all right. They're pretty non-biased, at least with what they put out. But nobody ever talks about the creators of these books being, fucked up, except like Bleeding Fool. And even Bleeding Fool is
Yeah.
very biased in its reporting because everybody is these days.
Which I would almost rather prefer like a blatant bias than like
Yeah,
where like CNN they claim to be unbiased but they are.
right.
Like I would rather just be like we're the alt-right comics news site or the communist comics news site. I would prefer to at least know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
You know.
Now you've got star Kelly Thompson from back in July 2000, back in July 2019. A new superhero took to the skies of New York to help with an alien threat. Captain Marvel #8 saw the titular character fall from grace. The media vilify her after discovering her Kree origins. So, not all as it seems. The hero in question, Star, helped by Minerva, is actually siphoning power from Danvers with nothing but sinister intentions. Yeah, I don't care. She looks like Captain Marvel. They've done this with Superman 1,000 times. I'm not interested.
A little less butch.
Yeah. Now, the Clock.
I'll give them that.
Matt Hawkins. Looks really interesting. If you love well-grounded emotional books, The Clock needs to be on your pull list next year. Writer Matt Hawkins has put together a story of a man desperate to hold on to his family during a catastrophic event. Viral breakout caused millions to succumb to a form of aggressive cancer, leaving the world's best scientists at a loss. Leading cancer researcher experiences the disaster firsthand as his wife passes away and his 9-year-old daughter contracts the same disease. In his effort to find answers, he gets caught in the midst of a global conspiracy that could trigger World War III.
Oh shit! World War III is already popping into comics and it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah. Eisner Award winner Colleen Duran has brought in her art for the book, and previews look beautiful, having worked on parts of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman, which is fantastic. So that looked a little interesting to me. Well, what's going on, Novel Bro? Welcome to the show, buddy. Yeah, that one looks interesting. I'm interested in Thor so far, and obviously Jonathan Hickman's work. The George R. R. Martin's Clash of King. Nobody cares. I don't know a lot of people that read the Game of Thrones comics. Read the books. The books are so much better than anything else.
Not interested in anything related to the Game of Thrones universe. I know that's going to piss people off, but I tried to watch the first couple episodes of the TV show and thought it was so boring and stupid. I don't even care anymore. Like, I don't even want to read the books at this point. I'm just like, eh.
Number 5.
How do you make a show about tits and dragons boring? Seriously. Anyways, okay. That's my rant.
You good? You all right?
Yeah,
you don't have to stop.
Yeah,
if you got more, go ahead.
I mean, that's about it. Okay. I mean, you have a chick that's like on fire naked and like baby dragons crawling over her, and I'm sitting there watching it like, okay, how am I bored by this? Like, it's almost impressive. Like, I almost want to congratulate them for making me bored while watching that kind of scene. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it is a success of sorts. Next on the list is Alienated by Simon Spurrier from Boom Studios. Has gone from strength to strength since their inception only 14 years ago. Only really isn't the kind of term you use to describe a 14-year-old business. Thanks in part to the huge movie adaptations such as Planet of the Apes and RoboCops that were famous before Boom ever existed, you dumbasses. And even a run on Die Hard, it's fair to say that Boom are known for their award-winning and eclectic indie titles. Something is Killing the Children and Suicide Risk. From the newest adaptations to the Boom collection is Simon Spurrier's Alienated. The Dr. Alpha and Hellblazer writer has partnered with artist Chris Wild Goose. Oh shit, Wild Goose is doxxed.
Uh-oh.
Batgirl for coming to the age story of three teenagers who have the power to change the world but lack the maturity and focus to actually use it. I don't know. After discovering an unearthly entity as it is born, the gang quickly bond over its incredible abilities. But as with most teenagers, it doesn't take long for petty rivalries to crop up and ruin everything, despite having the best of intentions prove to send in the catastrophic spiral when it becomes clear that this cute new pet is actually a super predator in need of prey, leading to some terrible decision making.
So this is a CW teen drama in comic book form? Is that what I gathered from that?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. Just checking, making sure I understood that right.
We're just gonna skip right over Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Dark.
Novel Bro has a point.
Oh, I want to be in the loop.
We should kick the bot from the chat at the moment because he wants to start dropping in songs while we're talking.
Oh yeah, that would be rude. Thanks for the paranoia there, Novel Bro. I love you, man. God damn it. Dark Agnes may not come out of 2020 as a household name, but is definitely one of the more exciting listings on Marvel's solicitation. From the mind that brought us Conan and Red Sonja, Robert E. Howard's Sword Woman has been given a new life by Becky Klugen and Luca Pizzari. Set in 16th century Europe. Okay, so what is this? God, who was the chick? Joan of Arc. This is Joan of Arc, I'm guessing. In Italy.
Is that who that's supposed to be?
No, it's not really Joan of Arc, but it's a 16th century, like, medieval, weird. I don't know. Again, not really.
Huh.
Not really something I'm too interested in. It looks good. I would give it a shot. The art looks really good, but it doesn't do anything for me.
If it wasn't Marvel, which I hate to say that.
Yeah. We're gonna skip over.
If it wasn't Marvel, I would give it more of a chance.
We're gonna skip over Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Jenica as well, because nobody gives a shit about the female fifth turtle. It's not real. And then number one is Jonathan Hickman's Giant-Sized X-Men. Hickman is revising the Giant-Sized X-Men series for a limited run, designed to showcase some of Marvel's best artists. The first of 5 X-Tales see Hickman team up with Dodderman again, the same guy he's doing. Dodderman's working with Jason Aaron on Thor. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Fresh off the amazing Thor run with Jason Aaron, if I would have just kept reading. Issue 1 will follow Jean Grey and Emma Frost, the two most powerful telepaths on Earth and bitter rivals as they are forced to put aside their issues and save Storm. Hopefully Hickman will finally address the Jean Emma Cyclops situation because we need to know. No, we don't. Actually,
Nah.
we don't.
I mean, I like the little touches in the X-Men run where you see them like they'll be cordial but still kind of hate each other.
Yeah.
Right? They're still kind of standoffish, but they'll have a beer together or whatever.
Right.
But no, we don't need that broken down.
So I don't know. I think there's a lot more to look forward to. I think this was just some top 10 list slapped together to make a few bucks, and it was just some
Yeah.
solicitations that they could pull. Because I'm really surprised they didn't put Doctor Strange, the Surgeon Supreme in there. That one,
Yeah.
kind of took me a little bit by surprise. So
Yeah, which looks semi-intriguing, but I don't know if I want to spend money on it quite yet.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Like I said, if I'm gonna pick up anything new from Marvel, it's gonna be this Thor run. I already bought issue 1 on Comixology, so I'm looking forward to reading that. I think it's going to be a long shot for anything to overtake Doomsday Clock as my most favorite recent comic, though. Now, you did you did send in something today, so I can't give you too much out. You sent in one whole
Yeah.
one whole thing that looked interesting, and
Well,
I understand.
In my defense, I was looking around for like an hour and a half at all the sites and was like, there is nothing interesting to find. This is
No.
all stupid.
No. This is Todd McFarlane's manger scene with Baby Yoda. I know you can't see it that well on screen at the moment, but that's basically what they're talking about here is McFarlane using Baby Yoda and Spawn and Violator. You know,
I thought it was fantastic, and I thought you would enjoy it.
I
That's
do.
why I sent
do.
it to you.
It's beautiful. I want it. I want it in my
Not
home.
not that we actually need to read the article. We really just need to pull up
Yeah.
the image of it. 'Cause
Now
it's fantastic.
This did lead me to another article that we're not going to pull up, but was pretty interesting as well. McFarlane's doing some beautiful DC figures for the Batman line. Batman, Superman, Batman Who Laughs, Harley Quinn. They look really good.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, anybody who knows about Todd McFarlane's action figure line, they should know that McFarlane does really great work. No Spidey. No Spidey to look forward to in 2020, according to that list. That's something that kind of took me aback a little bit too. They're doing some weird stuff with Miles Morales right now, and I don't know why.
Because it's woke.
Well, they're not doing woke stuff with Miles, so that's the weird thing. Like, it seems like they're trying to downplay Miles.
Really?
Yeah, to me at least, from the
I
outside
haven't
looking in.
I haven't been paying attention.
Now, this I found last week, and we just didn't have time to get to it, but I did want to touch on it. This is John Celestri on Twitter. He says, "Thank you to Renault for the heads up." And it says, "It seems that my Indiegogo campaign is collateral damage to Google's campaign throttle Indiegogo, not showing up at all when you search for it on Google." I thought that was pretty interesting. I tested it myself and it didn't show up. Let's see. What's the guy's project? We'll test it live on air here. If anybody wants to go check it
We're
out.
doing it live.
It's a rough sketch on Indiegogo. So I'm gonna
Rough skin.
rough sketch.
Oh, sketch.
Yeah. So I'm gonna test it again now. Rough sketch Indiegogo. Yeah, see the Kickstarter, and then the next thing is the Gary Shipman 2019 sketchbook. You can find the backer kit for it. You can find the Kickstarter for it. And you can find his Twitter account. But on the first page of results, it doesn't pull up his project.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. So anybody that wants to try that at home, I just thought it was interesting that somehow, some way, that is deemed inappropriate or being censored or throttled from Google when you search for it. And that,
Because they're fuckers.
yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me when I saw it. And I it's like, surely not. Surely they just can't Google properly. And nope, nope.
Hey, even I can Google properly most of the time.
Most of the time. I mean, especially when you're trying to find something that no one wants to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Something our degenerate chat brings up.
now, speaking of degenerate,
We planned that segue, folks.
we did. I actually have a YouTube video here that I wanted to kind of bring up. I don't know that we'll watch the whole thing. You know, copyright and whatnot, fair use. But I did want to bring it up simply because of the
Michael
title.
Blackstone Comics here.
Oh, well, we'll stop that here. This video is about 8 minutes long. Like I said, I don't think we'll play the whole thing. It kind of bored me to death while I was watching it. It's almost like watching my show. But that was a joke. But the name of the campaign that he's calling a scam just got me. Great Big Hawaiian Dick. Nothing.
You cut out for a second.
I said Great Big Hawaiian Dick. Are you trying to make me say it multiple times so it can be clipped properly? Great Big
you
Hawaiian,
might have to say it one more time.
Great Big Hawaiian Dick.
Okay.
That's not funny to you? Like, the juvenile humor doesn't make you laugh?
Oh, it does. I just wanted to hear you say it one more time.
Okay. Glad I could help. Hope you're doing well too, Weep. So, yeah, we'll play this for just a moment. Did we play this already, Novel Bro? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, we did play this already.
Did we?
I remember that guy's face.
God, it was terrible.
Because he's looking off camera and watching his girlfriend being fucked by Tyrone while filming this.
Okay, but we did get to that. It was just still in the queue. This is why I need to clear the queue out more.
Yeah.
But yeah. Apparently, Great Big Hawaiian Dick was a scam. We played that too. All right. So now, bringing back to CBR that we were talking about earlier and how awful they are.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It has to be done. What do you want from me?
I know.
Yeah,
You see what we do for you people?
Yeah, DC Comics, and we were kind of talking about this a little bit last night with Doomsday Clock and 52 with all the changes to the DC universe like that happen literally every couple of years. So this CBR article claims to kind of run them down a little bit. So also, that's pretty much all CBR and other websites been putting out are fucking top 10 list. This is the last one for the show, I promise. First thing they changed, the Justice Society. has undergone several changes within the DC universe in the past decade. Following the launch of the New 52, the team of Golden Age superheroes was once again removed from the DC universe and moved back to Earth 2. I don't know why they ever took them off of Earth 2 after Crisis on Infinite Earths, but what are you going to do? After several years, Earth 2 eventually concluded, and the JSA were no longer apart in any way. With Rebirth, the clues have been consistently given the signal the return of the heroes, and Doomsday Clock basically brought about why everything had been changing. Aquaman and others, they've completely reinvented Aquaman 4 times in the last 20 years, so that's not really a sticking point. Same with Hal Jordan. He went from being the Spectre, the best Green Lantern, the evil Green Lantern, the best Green Lantern again, the Alpha Lantern, back to being Earth's Green Lantern. It's all fucked up. The new age of DC heroes. Yeah, we had 2 Supermen at one point. Batman was basically training a little black kid to be his replacement called the Signal. It was very strange. Dark Knight's metal brought through the dark multiverse. Looks like there's a Spider-Man in this fucking image. I don't even know who that is. It makes me angry. You see what I'm talking about?
Hold on.
Right beside Superman, in between Superman and Wonder Woman. It looks like a black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Grayson, they basically turned him into Johnny Quest and then back into Nightwing. Costumes continuously change over and over. This is a non-starter argument. You just needed to pad your list. Jim Gordon, Batman. Nobody liked that. Goddess of War, Wonder Woman. That was actually a pretty cool arc. The new 52 in general, yeah, just like the old 52. Go fuck yourself. And Superman. This one's actually probably fair. And this is pretty much the entire plot of Doomsday Clock, so I don't know if this person had just read Doomsday Clock like I had and thought that it was a good idea.
And then decided to write it.
Yeah, to write a top 10 list about it. But I give you a 1 out of 10 in saying that writing list is a horrible way to maintain a news website, you piece of shit.
Right.
But since Matt brought up shitting on CBR, I figured we should go through that and just kind of give my
fair enough
real quick hot takes.
I mean,
on it.
That's pretty much all they do, right?
Mostly it's listicles and movie updates, and I don't understand how they get by.
Because people are stupid.
They are. But it just, I don't know, it bugs the shit out of me. Because we were just talking about all of the stuff that changes over the course of time in any comics universe. And it's the nature of the beast, because editorial's always going to want to rein everything back in so that they can hand the projects back out again. And you hear my daughter
Which
in
is
the
why
background.
we've said, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's why we've said, I don't know how many times at this point, you know, stop doing the goddamn ongoing series with the legacy characters.
Well, either that or just bring back Elseworlds, right? Bring back What If and Elseworlds. I mean, those are some of my favorite books. Oh my goodness! Hold on 1 second. Carry the show for me. I'm gonna go find out why my child's yelling.
Uh-oh. You know, because we can't have a show without, you know, something happening. Yesterday it was my dog being annoying. Now today his kids are yelling. But yeah, they need to do something else, like Church said, Elseworlds, you know, or like giving Jonathan Hickman the House of X, Powers of X run. That was good. That was fun. I'm not really into the ongoing series as much. I like Marauders, but as far as his reboot goes, I would have liked it if they would just ended the story and, you know, that was it. And
Whose reboot?
House of X, Powers of X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Marauders has been good, but if they would have like made a definite ending to those two storylines and just left it at that, I would have been totally fine. That would have been great,
Well,
right?
I mean, let's just look at it from the perspective of a Marvel or a DC. You've got, like, Marvel and DC are basically both doing the same thing right now in two very different ways. Marvel is taking Jonathan Hickman on, and they handed him the X-Men of the franchise.
Yeah.
DC is taking the horror genre on, and they handed Joe Hill. I keep wanting to say Joe King, but they handed the horror genre to Joe Hill on his own little imprint. And these are two top tier stellar writers that have great followings, great social media presence, and huge projects under their belt. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think either one has worked the way they wanted it to, but that's a fundamental problem with the way that the comics industry works right now. They're no longer trying to captivate new readers. They're trying to make the people that are reading spend as much money as possible.
Sorry, I was
I
reading
see
Alan Pro's comment. You could just hire Lube Man to do it instead of
Yeah.
going through that kind of work.
Right. We got to get Lube Man to sponsor the show.
Just Lube Man. Fuck the rest of HBO's Watchmen. Just that character.
I need like, oh man, I hope he's a bigger part of season 2 so I can cut clips of him out and make an intro from it. I'd hate to have 30 seconds of him just repeatedly sliding down a storm drain, but god damn it, I'll do it.
We should have that just playing in the background. Like the kill stream has like the dancing guy over in the side.
Oh, Full Blast Forever, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we should just in the corner just have Loop Man on a loop just sliding into the storm drain.
Now, I did find a link to an article in regards to Thor that we were talking about earlier on that list. And because it was suggested to me, I definitely wanted to take a deeper look into Thor. Because, I mean, he's always been a pretty compelling character no matter how he's written. Even in mythology, I enjoy reading about Thor and the Norse gods. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, Marvel Comics Thor undergoes a significant change thanks to Galactus. And you see Thor here in all of his, Super Saiyan glory being called the Herald of Thunder. 2020 begins with big changes to the Thunder God of Marvel Comics. The author Jason Aaron has concluded with the latest issues of King Thor, the main serialization of the character, which immediately restarted with a new run. A series now managed by Donnie Cates regarding the script, while the artistic sector is curated by Nick Klein drawing and Matt Wilson on colors. The first release of New Year sees Thor adapt his new role as the father of Asgard, but will soon have to leave the legacy to fill a different position. Aaron's run ended with Odin's choice to take leave of Asgard's leadership to leave the throne to his son. Thor #1, it shows, however, the restlessness of the protagonist in the first days of the new reign. That feeling seems to deplete his energy since it's more difficult than expected to lift the Mjolnir. His numbness is suddenly shaken by the crash of Galactus on Asgard. Thor's first instinct is to attack the World Devourer, but the latter has not come to consume the kingdom. He is escaping from something called Black Winter. That's racist.
Very racist.
Thus, Thor,
And now the chat's having fun with
Luke
Man puns.
Yeah, good. I I appreciate that. Thor just
Me
wants
too.
the waifus. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Thus, Thor summons the heralds of Galactus' past to find out more about this threat. Silver Surfer informs him that Black Winter is what destroyed the universe, who preceded them. Galen Ta, from which Galactus himself comes. Having been Galactus, the only one to survive the corrosive actions of the Black Winter, it constitutes the only hope of salvation for the reality of our heroes. Oh, so we have a world-crushing threat. Interesting. Then,
Imagine my shock.
yeah. Again. Then Thor and the rest of the Heralds send Galactus on a mission to absorb the energy from some planet specifically recommended by Silver Surfer. Yeah, just go eat for a while. We'll figure this out. Their energies will further empower the World Eater, giving it a real chance to stop Black Winter. Again, that's racist. African American Winter, please. Silver Surfer intends to guide Galactus' planet, but the planets have a different plan. His last encounter with Black Winter revealed that his death will be at the hands of Thor. Therefore, he plans to keep it under control. Weird. Then used the cosmic power to transform Thor into the Herald of Thunder, even restoring the arm that had been severed during the trial. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Novel Bro said we all want waifus. I think, though, Novel Bro, you might have more of that yellow fever than the rest of us, though.
I don't know. I mean, waifu doesn't have to be yellow. That's racist.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's okay. I have black people hanging from my family tree, so it's fine.
God damn it. I disavow. Not his channel, YouTube. Don't punish me for this bigot. What do you think of this narrative turn? Tell us with the comment below. The Mjolnir Hammer reveals Thor's massacre within the new series. Who wrote this? Jesus Christ. Like, it pains me to read some of this shit.
Yeah.
Moira is pink waifu material. Yeah, she's Scottish, see? But the idea of Thor being Galactus' herald, or the Herald of Thunder, or whatever that is.
So is Margot Lane. Sorry.
It's okay. I do this to myself.
Yeah.
Well, let's give him let's give him something to really snigger at, as it were. I've got something that I've been holding back since around Christmas. Yeah. I got something I've been holding back. Something you suggested. We just haven't watched yet.
Oh, the
So this is
Star Wars thing?
It is. So it's a minute and 30 seconds.
You guys are gonna love this.
It's a minute and 30 seconds. So we'll go ahead and play it. You want to pull it up, or you just good with it?
I'm good with it.
Okay.
I'll just mute myself.
Yeah, we'll play it right now.
So this is just an interview for the newspaper. I just have a couple of questions. What was he like? He was polite, really intimidating. Do you have any interests outside of work?
What about you?
There's really not much to know about me. Look at me.
Yes, I am.
To what do you owe your success?
I exercise control in all things, Miss Steele.
It must be really boring.
You're not alone. I don't do romance. My tastes are very singular. You wouldn't understand.
Enlighten me then.
So, what did everybody think about that? That's 50 Shades of Ray, as it were.
Now, did you watch that before actually playing this, or was this the
Oh
first time
no,
you would
no,
actually watch that?
I couldn't. I wouldn't have done that to the people if I had seen it. That was awful, and I hate you.
Oh, come on, that's fantastic, and you know it.
It is. It's pretty great. Just people take their time to do this kind of stuff, and it's amazing what they come up with.
It is. Well, the other thing is, I don't know if you know this. That guy, he actually has re-edited The Last Jedi to make it not suck.
Oh, is that like somebody took the cheesecake or the cheesecake or whatever they called it out of Endgame? Did you ever watch that one?
Right. Yeah. Same sort of idea, but he literally took the movie and he put new voice, like ADR voice over in certain parts. Like he completely changed the movie. The scene where Luke tosses the lightsaber over his shoulder, he actually redid it so like she hands it to him, and then he added it so it plays in reverse, so he hands it back with a voiceover saying you're going to need this later, and like he didn't just cut out stupid shit, he literally re-edited the entire movie.
Pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Let's see here.
You want the link to that, Matt? I'll find it real quick.
Let's see here. Got a couple of other things to talk about. We could probably end up on the new release list. Do you guys want to look at Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme? Directly from Marvel Entertainment Clips, see what they have to say about it, or should we just skip past that?
I'm kind of curious what they would have to say about it.
You're curious? You think I should bring it up? See what we have here.
Yeah, why not?
Well, let's see what we got here. All right, get that pulled up here. We have a Twitter video. I'll get that pulled up here. All right, let's pause. Skip backwards.
My name is Mark Waid, writer of Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme, and here are 5.
You want to pull this one up so you can actually watch it?
Yeah. Yes, send me the link.
It's in show suggestions. It's right at the top of the list. It's a tweet from Marvel Entertainment.
All right.
Got it?
It is loading. What the fuck, Twitter? Come on.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Well, yeah, we have to listen to Mark Waid here, but all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Now it's not.
And here are 5 reasons why you should be reading it. Reason number 1, Doc suddenly has use of his hands again. He can be a surgeon, but he also has to continue to be the Sorcerer Supreme of the Earth. So while one thing is happening in the hospital that demands his attention, other things are happening all around the world that only he can deal with. He has to make these life and death decisions every single moment of every day.
Pausing at 29 seconds. It really seems like a no-brainer. There are other fucking surgeons in the world. Like, once you're Doctor Strange, what the fuck do you care about being a goddamn surgeon anymore?
Right. Like
you're the Sorcerer Supreme. If you have fought Satan.
If I got mystical powers, I wouldn't keep selling cigars to people.
You know, I mean,
just for shits and giggles.
Right. Like, maybe I'd show up at the shop and shoot the shit for a while. But, you know, I'm not going to scrub up and go fucking operate on somebody when literally I know that as soon as I get involved in doing anything, the world's going to start ending and I'm going to be needed.
Right. Like,
what do you do? What do you do? Oh, I have surgery in 2 hours. No, but we literally have to go stop Satan from destroying the world. Yeah, but I got to remove this skin tag. The fuck?
Oh, I got to take out somebody's appendix. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with Dormammu there, Hawkeye. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
May the odds be ever in your favor or something.
Yeah, no shit. Here, have a talisman or some shit. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play right now.
Season 2, we get to see Doc be a real surgeon, the best in the world. He has one ironclad rule: no magic, because magic always comes at a cost, and there's no way he's going to risk having that patient perhaps having to pay some of that cost himself. Reason 3, the jealous doctor who decides that he's going to learn.
Pausing again at 49 seconds. Again, I can't. This just seems silly now. Like, oh, Chad Middleton says that Doctor Strange is going to transgender Spidey. Or Captain Marvel.
I thought Captain Marvel already was.
Shut up. But yeah, I gotta bring that back and see number 2 again. Just see it on the screen. I don't have to listen to it. I'll take it back to 49 seconds. A real surgeon. Well, no shit, he's a real surgeon. He was like one of the best surgeons in the world. These motherfuckers. Alright, I'm at 45 seconds. You ready?
Alright.
Reason 3, the jealous doctor who decides that he's going to learn magic to use in the operating theater because that'll put him one up on Doctor Strange, therefore ignoring reason number 2. Reason 4, Doc's administrative assistant, Kermit, who Doc learns is the world's greatest Doctor Strange nerd. They have an arrangement. Doc lets him ask one question a day. Did you meet the Enchantress? Yes. Did you sleep with her? It's 2 questions. Reason 5, Kev Walker, the artist. He brings the scary, he brings the gothic. It's not just a medical drama, it is a horror book as well. And he's a joy to collaborate with. You're gonna love his work.
Wait, can we pause it again?
Oh, it's over now.
Oh, okay. So, like, I could kind of see if they were playing it off like he's trying to keep his secret identity bullshit. But he has somebody that knows he's Doctor Strange and asking him questions. This is so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, this is literally the dumbest shit that I've ever seen come out of Marvel. Like, and that's saying something.
Well, I don't want to read this anymore.
Yeah.
I was kind of intrigued until he opened his stupid ass mouth. What the fuck?
Well, literally, that's one of your selling points. Oh, there's an annoying sidekick that asks Doctor Strange a bunch of stupid fucking questions that everybody who likes Doctor Strange will know the answer to. I'm so clever.
Right.
Did you see him huffing his own farts in that video?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, goddamn. Mark Waid he's such an unlikable human being.
Yeah, what's up with his face?
That's just his face. That's what it looks like when you sell your soul to Marvel Comics.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But no, it just seems so fucking stupid. Like, again, like you said, I was a little bit intrigued, but you know, I remember seeing something about how Von Klaus was a little worried that Marvel might be biting on his ideas. If they are, they're doing it badly.
Oh. Yeah.
His superhero name is literally the same as his real life name. Exactly.
I don't even know where Where else to go with that?
There isn't anywhere. I mean, it goes nowhere but down, Ayrton. It goes nowhere but down. Some of these are just such a pleasure to delete out of the show suggestions. Now, sticking with Marvel Comics, there is a... Are you sitting down? Hold on to your seat.
I am.
Hold on to your seat. It's a doozy. You'll never see this coming.
Uh-oh.
Marvel Comics has a new company-wide crossover coming.
Oh my god!
Like, how big of a surprise is that?
I can't believe it. I'm in utter shock.
The Hollywood Reporter
it's incredible. I can't wait to see Iron Man and Captain America in the same comic together again.
The Hollywood Reporter given a description of the upcoming Empire crossover, and oh my, look at the top writers of this newest waste of resources are, whose names are in fact already among several credited to incoming. Beginning in April, the story written by Dan Slott and Al Ewing, with artwork from Valerio Schiti, grows out of a number of key Marvel stories, including the Kree Skrull War, the Celestial Madonna Saga. Ayrton, I'm going to need you to research that. I'm going to need you to figure out what the Celestial Madonna Saga is, and I'm going to make you read it, because that sounds gay, and I want to know what it is.
I feel like it's Elon Musk's final stage. He's just gonna shoot Madonna just into the stars and wish her luck.
The origin of the Young Avengers and a bunch of others, explained Marvel executive Tom Brevoort in an announcement video of the project. More directly, it grows out of Incoming, the oversized $10 failure holiday issue Marvel released in comic book stores. C.B. Cebulski might have decided to give Dan Slott the assignment because he largely cut out his trolling and harassing on the web and social media in the past year, along with his incendiary political tweets. But there's some people who just haven't forgotten how loathsome he was in personality, which only rubbed off on his already unreadable comics work. To think he'd even once claimed Mary Jane Watson was anti-Marvel at the time Stan Lee was still alive, clearly confident the late veteran wouldn't say anything because he unfortunately never criticized Marvel's conduct under any circumstances. I think Slott alone is reason enough not to buy Empire. I mean, this is pretty deep. This guy really, he feels a lot like we do.
I can tell.
Anyway, they probably gave him the assignment to precipitate Marvel's eventual collapse. Of course, Ewing, as noted earlier on my blog, has always had his own share of bad stories. And there's already been plenty of tales drawing from the notable early works like the Kree Skrull War and the Celestial Madonna. One more reason we could do without Slott and Ewing's take on those classics, which are far superior in former Spider-Man's writing on the loathsome spin-off volume starring Dr. Octopus.
So the Celestial Madonna Saga is, and this is from Marvel's own website.
Yeah.
Follow the fateful saga of the Avenger named Mantis, a tale 3 decades in the telling. It all begins with the revelations of the Star Stalker and soon drags Earth's mightiest heroes into a cosmic clash between Captain Marvel and Thanos.
Oh.
But when Kang comes to the present day in search of the Celestial Madonna, Mantis's life is forever altered. In one of the greatest Avengers epics ever told, besides the Infinity Gauntlet, the besotted swordsman will go to great lengths to save the women he loves. Wedding bells will chime, and Mantis will embrace her destiny.
Oh.
And that is, let's see, Avengers number 123 to 125 and 129 to 135. Giant Size Avengers issues 2 to 4. And Avengers Celestial Quest issues 1 through 8 is what that story comprises.
I'll have to read that. It seems awful. Here we've got some tweets from Dan Slott, though. You wanna see why this guy hates Dan Slott so much? I'm interested.
Oh, always.
So, as far back as September of 2019, Dan Slott says, I've run blockchains on the worst of a bad group. Those who unequivocally posted things that were racist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, transphobic, and homophobic. When I see someone complain they got swept up by one of those blocks, I think, were you not reading that guy's post?
So, how much do we want to bet we're both blocked by this guy?
Oh, Dan Slott. Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Let's see here.
All right, here.
Dan Slott. You are blocked from following Dan Slott. You fucking bitch. You fucking cuck.
Yep, me too.
Everybody go see if you guys are also blocked by Dan Slott. That's at Dan Slott on Twitter.
2 T's.
God damn.
Anyways.
That's fantastic. Reading someone's post or even commenting on them doesn't mean you agree. I often seek out and engage viewpoints I completely disagree with, even on things like whether Deadpool is funny or why Man of Steel is a good film. It's why I only run blockchains on the worst of a group, not the most obvious, or those at the top of the heap, the ones that are most morally bankrupt. Anyone following the slime under the slime are the ones I don't feel bad if I hear they got swept up.
Ooh. You sure showed us.
Yeah. Oh. I don't have to listen to your stupid fucking drivel on Twitter, you fucking bitch. Oh, man. That's a nice little segue. It's always fun to figure out who you're blocked by.
Oh, always.
Speaking of which, if anybody wants to DM me about, coming off of a Twitter account so that I can follow all these bitches and make fun of them again, that'll be good. Otherwise,
what do we have here? Matt says, this just in. Ricky Gervais puts everyone on blast at the Golden Globes.
What is this?
Look at show suggestions.
Oh, we've got memology. I'll always.
They were starting to play his. They were starting to play his speech at the bar I was at, and then they switched it to football.
Oh, okay. Well, the Eagles
or
lost
hockey
tonight,
or something.
So I officially don't have to care about football anymore for the rest of the year. So we've got. Let me know when you've got this queued up and ready to go. It's 1 minute and 50 seconds, but I'll always take a break for memology.
Oh, of course. And there's an ad. Give me a couple.
Oh, we're already there, Matt. It's already up on screen. You just can't see it yet. Stupid fucking lag. All right, you ready?
All right, ready when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama about the importance of dignity.
With dignity and respect.
And doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. Well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? If you do win an award tonight, Don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. Come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and
Fuck yeah.
And he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right.
That is fantastic. Thank you for that, Matt. That was a nice little change of pace. I appreciate that.
That was so weird. Okay, so when it was playing at the bar earlier, like they had the subtitles going, and I was reading it and stuff, and he was doing his thing, and then all of a sudden the subtitles stopped, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I thought it was just glitching. I didn't realize that they had muted him during that one section.
Yeah, you can't let him say what he wants to. He won't be invited back.
I think that's how he opened it. Actually, he said he's like, so I'm probably not going to be invited back, so I don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm just kidding. I didn't give a fuck before, anyways.
So I don't know if you've heard about this New Guy comic. It's kind of been floating around comics Twitter for a little while.
Who is it?
It's called New Guy. It's like a little web comic or whatever from some woke web comic artist or whatnot.
I don't think I have, but
well, it's
you're gonna make me look at it, aren't you?
I am making the audience look at it. So I mean, you're definitely not better than them.
That's true.
But this is an example of possibly a woke comic artist celebrating the fact that PewDiePie's wife was robbed.
Oh Jesus fuck.
Yeah. So now that you've all had a chance to see the comic, let's see what the oh, this is by Sophia Narwitz. Fuck yeah, I love her. The wholesome meme about empathy has set the internet ablaze as opposing sides duke it out. Initially created to ward off the vitriolic comic, far left reactionaries are not taking too kindly to being painted as perpetuators of hate. So someone posted this kind of mean-spirited comic, but people have responded by taking the New Guy character and making him a wholesome, totally friendly dude. The first meme of 2020, I'm all for it. Just a wholesome dude being wholesome. New Guy 2020. As the next decade was ushered in, it brought with what can only be surmised its first official meme of the current year, hitting the #1 trend spot in the United States. New Guy became an instantly popular method of combating toxic woke folk, a sort of resistance created by people who are tired of the abuse spewed by those who see themselves at the peak of Morality Mountain. That's good, peak of Morality Mountain. The meme took life after the comic created by trans cartoonist Mallory Jessica Eudistus began circulating last month.
There's a name for you.
A purple-haired female meant to represent the artist is seen laughing at a recent real-world crime in which popular YouTuber PewDiePie's house was robbed. The girl is then confronted by a co-worker wearing a badge simply saying "New Guy," who, upon learning that she is laughing at the expense and laughing at, expresses a belief that she wouldn't like it if her own house was broken into. The girl then tells the guy that she can see they will become good friends, which he expects the giant smile, saying, "Wow, really?" Only for the chick to say, "Hell no," a line which brings the comic to an end.
Ooh, what a hot take. So woke.
Mm-hmm. That the artist viewed herself as a good person in the drawing, that she berates a seemingly innocent fictionalized man and celebrates the hardship of a very real one, kicked off a flurry of anger once it became widely circulated, possibly due to how accurately it represents the toxic side of the modern woke progressive. For years they have tried to paint themselves as moral superiors and belittle anyone who doesn't share their system of beliefs, even when such beliefs cause celebration when others are victims of the crime. Seemingly tired of the nonsense of recent ages, a large portion of the internet made a stand, and New Guy was born.
So the purple hair character is supposed to be the author, which is always a good sign.
Yeah.
Inserting yourself into your work. I really doubt that the person that wrote this, if they're trans, looks that feminine.
Oh, we can't talk about that here. That's just rude. It's ma'am, okay?
It is ma'am.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Church, I'm muted. Yes, I know. I know I was muted. Thank you. Thank you, Senior Prom Queen. I know that now. Don't hold back. Just tell me in the chat. Call me out on it. Let's see. He did the literal U in YouTube. He started from zero and made himself successful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I do have one more thing to talk about before we look at the other releases for next week.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I love how the internet just clings to shit like that.
I know.
Yeah,
Remember, folks, before you spurg out in public where everybody can now film anything that's happening, just keep in mind the internet never forgets.
That is correct. Now, before we get to next week's releases, I do have one more topic for discussion. CNN decided to promote a new creation of Marvel Comics.
Oh boy!
From your home state, Ayrton.
Oh no, it's gonna be awful.
Marvel's newest superhero is an Arab American from Dearborn, Michigan.
Oh jeez.
Amulet.
Dearborn is like the Muslim capital of the United States, to be fair.
Like anything Marvel produces, its newest superhero is shrouded in mystery. Not much is known about his powers or his background. Get off the screen.
That's sexist and transphobic.
Amulet is a dude. Muslims don't play that shit, so that doesn't work on this text.
Damn it! They got me again.
But not much is known about his powers or his background, except that he hails from Dearborn, Michigan, and is considered a gentle giant. He wears an amulet around his neck, a nod to his Arab American heritage. Here's an Arab American name for you. Fadi Fadlalala, aka the superhero Amulet. I assume people will be calling him Amulet. Will appear in the new Miss Marvel comic alongside Kamala Khan, a Pakistani-American teen. Because nothing says diversity like shoving all your diversified characters into the same book.
Right. Now,
am I the only one that sees the irony in that?
So
we have a second
well,
Muslim superhero. Where are you gonna put? What book are you gonna put him in? We're gonna put him in with the first Muslim superhero. Wait, what?
Well, and see what I'm curious about is, so he wears an amulet around his neck, a nod to his Arab American heritage. So he's just wearing a gold chain. Like, seriously, have these people ever did these writers actually go to Dearborn and walk around for an hour before they wrote this? Like, that, I'm not being racist. Like, that's what they wear.
I know.
They wear the gold. They'll have the thin gold chain, the gold watch and bracelet, and like a gold ring with like a diamond or some shit in it. And they're normally wearing a tight polo shirt, and they might be overweight, and you can see their man titties poking through it because it's cold up here. Like, that's the. Anyways, sorry. Continue.
Oh well, this is going to be fun. Jordanian American illustrator Sarah Alpha Gee, who created Amulet with Marvel scribe and author Saladin Ahmed, and these are some American ass names.
Oh yeah.
The two based his hero design on Nazar, a symbol thought to protect wearers from the evil eye or the harmful intentions of others. We intend to associate sharp corners and edges with evil and rounded designs and circles with good. What?
So you're superstitious.
This character is a gentle
saying.
giant, so I wanted to make sure that even with his size, he was shaped like a friend. What?
Shaped like a friend?
I don't. Oh my god.
What the? How old are these writers? Are they 12?
Wears an amulet tucked under his shirt, thought to protect against the harmful intentions of others. Ahmed, a Detroit native and Arab American who said he basically learned to read from Marvel Comics, is keeping most of the detail about Amulet's background a surprise. He did say, though, that Amulet's got magical powers.
Ooh.
Now, I will give this one pass. At least this character was created, this feels like a self-insert, don't get me wrong, but at least this character was created of someone, at least of the ethnicity they are. This isn't a white person trying to be so woke that they have to write like an Asian or African American or Muslim American character or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. It's still probably gonna suck, but that's fair.
Well, it's definitely not going to appeal to people like us because we're not Arab Americans, and I'll take a moment to stop shitting on it for just a minute and say, if this brings in more Arab American readers to Marvel Comics, then they succeeded. I just don't know that this is the right way to do it. Because, first off,
I don't think it will.
You have a very, very, and I'm not an expert, but you have a culture that is very, very pronounced in what is masculine and what is feminine. And I can't imagine that a man or a young boy in that culture is going to be encouraged to buy a book called Miss Marvel about a female superhero with a boy sidekick. So I think you might be missing the boat on that one a little bit if you're trying to bring in more Arab readers to this genre.
No, well, and see, you hit the nail on the head with that one. So, and I'm not joking. I'm not. This isn't one of my goofy things. You can literally go to a beach and see women in their full, like, hijab and burqa going into the water with their kids while wearing that around here. Like I see it all the time.
You mean they don't wear the burkinis?
No, they don't.
What a shame.
This isn't going to appeal to them at all. Having a woman, just culturally, not doing any alt-right, women shouldn't vote.
Repeal the 19th rhetoric or anything like that. It's just just basic
that's
observation.
their culture.
Yeah, just basic observation.
They're not going to go for a book where a huge hulking man like that is the sidekick to this tiny ass little woman.
Yeah.
Who's not wearing the headscarf.
Right.
For one, it's not going to work. It has nothing. This isn't a left or right argument. You're just a moron argument.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, this was created by someone who is obviously integrated more into American culture than that. But I don't think that they're pitching to their strength.
No. What this is, this isn't about trying to get more Arab American readers. This is about trying to push this forced diversity, but also push your leftist ideals, which are an antithesis to the culture and the people that you're claiming that you're trying to bring in. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too, and it's not going to work.
Well, and it hasn't with Marvel Comics at all, ever. No,
it hasn't.
But
this is way more blatant than anything else, though. Like, clearly, if this guy actually grew up in Detroit, like it says, he should know all of this and know that this wouldn't work. Well, so this is just a giant virtue signal.
Well, it makes me wonder: is it a virtue signal, or is it, is it a misfire, or is this? Because I don't think, I'd have to disagree and say that this is not necessarily forced diversity. Because again, I had to point out that this is one of the few cases that we've had in the past of a character being created by and piloted by someone who would understand how that character would need to be written, supposedly.
Well, clearly he doesn't.
Right.
That's why I'm saying forced diversity, because clearly he doesn't understand. And he's using it to get these leftist brownie points by, one, making him Arab American, and two, making male the sidekick to the female, which would never happen in that culture.
No. And I think
that's why
that's something that
I think the term forced diversity is apt.
Well, and
in this context,
I do want to point out that it's hilarious to me that the forced diversity quota, because the main two targets of that have been the LGBT and the Muslim community, two communities that are basically oil and water with one another.
Right.
So it's only inevitable that once those two start to cross mingle, that there are going to be major problems, and I'm just kind of waiting for the "I told you so" to come in that regard.
Oh, it's coming. But
it's coming. It's gonna come. Sorry,
but that's all this is. It's this guy that thinks he's all cool and woke, trying to do something hip and progressive, but it's not. It's not going to work for the audience that he claims he's targeting, which I think is a lie.
Well, I don't know that they're claiming that's the audience that they're targeting. I feel like it's kind of obvious that is the audience they are supposed to be targeting with this kind of project, but I don't know that there's ever been a straight up claim.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's all I was trying to say. I'm not out here putting words in the man's mouth, but it seems to me that you have an opportunity to have an Arab American writer and entice more Arab Americans into your company and pull your diversity quota, but then you just kind of drop the football at the fucking 1 yard line.
Yeah, if they wanted to do that, they would make him come in and take over the title of the book, make her his sidekick, wearing the headscarf, and she would have to be 10 paces behind him in every single fight.
Unless there were landmines in front. Sorry, that was
Of
rude.
course.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That was a joke. Can't do that
Don't
anymore.
ban us, YouTube.
Anyway, I've got the last link in the.
It's after the new year. We haven't been banned yet.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. We did make it into 2020, so congratulations to us. We got a whole new year to keep trying. But
I mean, depending on how hard you want me to try.
Not that hard. Put the Viagra away, Ayrton. Zip your pants back up.
All right.
But if you want to click on the last link while we go through that, it is the new comic book release list for 1/8/2020. I figured we could close off some of the This Week in Comics segment talking about what's coming out next week, what we might look forward to trying to pick up. You know, give the audience an opportunity to pull a title or two out that they might want us to review, for better or worse.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Anytime you say, let's give the audience what they want us to review, that always makes me nervous.
Good. Well, anytime I let you pick something that you don't take any time to pick, and you just kind of go with your gut, it's always wrong. So,
Well, that's different than them purposefully picking stuff to torment me.
is it? In the grand scheme of things, I still have to read something that makes me go, ugh.
Yes, but accidental, because I don't vet what I'm choosing properly, is different than them vetting it properly and saying, yeah, you guys should do this anyways.
No, it isn't, because usually it's worse when you don't do your research than when they intentionally make us read something terrible.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
None of them have suggested anything with a fish penis in it. Prove me wrong.
Okay, how often they call for more fish penis after we're done with that?
But none of them have brought any forth. I gave them the opportunity. They can make me read anything they want to if they're a patron. None of them have gone so far as to find it. You didn't even have to try. You just randomly picked the one book out of 1,000 that we might have reviewed and said, this one looks pretty good. And I did my due diligence.
The challenge accepted.
I did my due diligence, and I looked into the book, and I said, "Are you sure this is what you want to read now?" Yeah, it's fine. Seems good. All right.
And then you messaged me and go, "God damn, that book was way rapier than I realized it was going to be."
Yeah, because I just flipped through it, but it was pretty rapey.
Anyways.
I
got the list up.
All right, so this goes by publisher. I'm not gonna bother talking about the trade paperbacks, but let's start with number one. Antarctic Press, Badass number 1, Fistful of Dollars 5-pack. V Card number 1.
Okay.
You got Firefly the Outlaw Ma Reynolds number 1. That is a $7.99 book. Good God. Is that a trade paper? Not a trade paperback. That's just a $7.99.
No.
It's a $7.99 book. Jesus Christ. Oh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles are crossing over.
I saw that.
I didn't catch the first issue.
Stuff earlier.
Yeah, I didn't catch the first issue. I might have to look into that.
That could be fun to look at.
I don't know what this Deadpool number 1 from Clover Press is. Stranger Things Into the Fire by Dark Horse.
Ooh.
a shit about Stranger Things. What is Daphne Byrne? What is that? I'm gonna pull that up. Oh, that's part of Hill House. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. In the gaslit splendor of a late 19th century New York rage builds inside 14-year-old Daphne. The sudden death of her father has left her alone with her irresponsible, grief-stricken mother, who becomes easy prey for a group of occultists promising to contact her dead husband. Seems really weird. Like this is just eerie. Look at this cover. Oh my god.
Kind of like that though.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. First browser. Okay. There we go.
I mean, so far I've been really enjoying the Hill House stuff.
I haven't kept up as much as I should have been. I read the issue 1s of everything that's come out so far. A lot of trades are coming out. Gotham City Monsters 5 of 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if they're going to do
on,
anything more.
Dynamite, where's your complete collection of the hamsters?
That's more better than Mark Waid. Yes. Yes, everything about what you said, including the grammar. I'm with it. Look at all those fucking covers. 15 covers for Vampirella #4. Jesus Christ. And 15 covers for Red Sonja #12.
Yeah,
11
why?
covers for Elvira, Mistress of the Dark #11. Jesus Christ. Some of these I know I'm not going to be able to find in my stores. I have to order them or download them if they come out on Comixology. Clock #1 is coming out next week, so I'll be checking that out. We talked about that. Philadelphia, second printing. I'm going to have to check that out as well. I missed the first printing of Philadelphia.
I remember us talking about that. It was a thing.
Yeah, that is never. December was a shit month for me, man.
Yeah, I don't think I bought like anything.
Fuck, I had any money. Fallen Angels #1, second printing. Fallen Angels #2, second printing.
Okay.
Incoming #1, second printing variant cover. What? You reprinted that piece of shit? Oh, Jesus Christ. Marvel's X #1 of 6. That's something to look at.
Yeah.
See what the fuck that's all about. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. Alex Ross and Welby and Jim Kruger. David has a problem. He lives in a world of monsters that would love to devour him. He's the last boy on Earth, the last human being on Earth. These creatures see him only as prey. They're his former neighbors. He has one hope: to get to New York, to get to where Captain America and the rest of the heroes are. Alex Ross and Jim Kruger combine their abilities with the artist Welby to tell a very uncanny prequel to the legendary Earth X trilogy. Alright. I mean, that works for me. I'll check that out.
Yeah, why the hell not? Let's see what else we got. Disney Frozen 2, the official movie special. Oh boy. How many of those do you think are actually going to sell?
Disney Frozen 2, the comic. I hope not a lot, honestly. This seems like kind of a ripoff. Hopefully people will just buy the movie. Star number 1 comes out. Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality number 2. I don't know. Nothing really. Scream Curse of Carnage number 1, second printing.
Yeah, nothing that's really like jumping out like, ooh, yeah.
Well, Marvel's X I'm going to want to read.
Yeah.
Star Wars, yeah, there's some Star Wars coming out. Let's see, what have they got?
Yeah.
Rise of Kylo Ren, That is kind of a low week for Star Wars, honestly. Weird. Yeah, it looks like they only got one Star Wars book coming out next week. I don't really buy into the Star Wars titles. Ever since they left Dark Horse, I've not been a big fan.
Yeah, I think I looked at a couple and they were god awful.
Valiant putting out Psylord number 8. That's the only book they've got. Zenoscope. Yeah, nothing really jumps out next week.
Yeah.
I don't know. We do have the interview with Rob Dove.
That should be fun.
Yeah, but really nothing like jumps out at me. I've talked a little bit earlier about having finished Doomsday Clock, and
Yeah.
after watching the first 5 episodes of Watchmen, the TV show, and reading 12 issues of Doomsday Clock in less than 24 hours.
You blew through those.
Oh, it was so good. I didn't want to put it down. Like, I almost wanted to call the show off last night to finish reading it. But it was really good. It wasn't as wordy as Watchmen, but it kept a lot of the tones that the original Watchmen had. Dave Gibbons was involved with the project, so he definitely had some insight on paneling and art direction and whatnot. But the story was it was so compelling. So this is the part where I kind of drop some spoilers. If you haven't read Doomsday Clock and wish to, definitely turn away. It's not going to be like a full spoiler-filled review like we'll probably do once Ayrton reads the book. But essentially, they worked Dr. Manhattan into the DC universe and basically made him responsible for most of the retconning changes that have been done in between crises. Anytime Superman's origin has been messed with, that was Dr. Manhattan. Anytime the Justice Society was messed with, that was Dr. Manhattan. And Luthor was one of the only people in the world that was aware of the existence of Dr. Manhattan. And he didn't even know exactly what he was looking for. He just knew that there was an extra dimensional being fucking shit.
So, and there, again, don't want to get into too many spoilers, but there's supposed to be like an altercation between Superman and Dr. Manhattan at the end.
Well, I'm going to wait for you to read that before I get into it. But okay. that is one of the driving plot points, is that there is the potential for a showdown between the two.
Okay.
It could happen. It might not happen. You don't know if it happens. I'm not going to tell you if it does or doesn't. But
fair enough.
It is foreshadowed as being something that very well could come to pass in that storyline. But
okay,
for the majority of the story, you have no idea. Like, Superman has no fucking clue what's going on, and it's almost like the story of the Watchmen took place in the DC universe to a certain degree. Everything kind of focuses around a government conspiracy that the DC universe's like American government is responsible for making superhumans. Now, there are a couple of points that I'm not a huge fan of. Back in the day, with the exception of Hitler in World War II and a few on-the-nose references to like Lyndon B. Johnson and John F. Kennedy, most of the time during any presidency, and I guess a couple of times with Obama, because DC made Obama Superman for a while, but for the most part, whenever you have a politician in a comic book, in a fictional world, that politician has next to nothing in common with their, real world counterpart. The insertion of
except Trump Space Force.
Well, I think that's a little bit different. We're not talking about a Marvel or a DC with Trump Space Force. That was a parody written about Donald Trump. And it makes me, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that here. That'll be a story for another day. I'd love to get somebody with some legal background on and have a conversation about what constitutes parody and fair use when it comes to likeness.
Yeah. Well, I think if you're mocking the person, that's parody.
I don't know. Is it?
I very well might be going off of very old standards for parody, but if you look at
if you're mocking the
Monty
person,
Python's,
that would be considered satire, not parody.
Satire. Oh, that's fair.
But again, that's a whole minutia that we're not going to get into right now. But what I don't like is when like a Marvel or a DC will use a sitting president just to kind of force a political leaning, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love or hate Trump, I don't give a shit. But if you're writing a story where half of your audience has a likelihood of disagreeing with your political opinion, maybe don't use your political opinion to sell your book. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Not taking shots. It's not overly done, but there are a couple of points where they point out that Trump and his Twitter account are causing problems and all kind of shit. They talk about impeaching him for being involved, but once you get past those few parts, it does feel a lot like the original Watchmen series. I don't know. It's pretty good, and it explains how these characters, because Dr. Manhattan having the powers that he has, he literally just entered into the DC universe. They do the files thing at the end of the issues, so like there's extrapolary material at the end of every issue. There are little side stories and repeats, and time is extremely relative, so you see characters walking back and forth through time. Dr. Manhattan doesn't really adhere to any one state of being through any of its appearances. It's really well done, I think. Jeff Johns can write a fucking book.
All right.
So,
I'm definitely down to check it out. I've been curious about it.
Well, I was just waiting for it to be done, and once it was done, I picked it all up, and I had the physical copies to breeze through. But
yeah,
It was it was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. Rorschach is back in this. He's a different character, but kind of taking on the legacy of Rorschach. Out of the two, um, the Watchmen television show and Doomsday Clock, as what I would have rather have seen happen with these characters, Doomsday Clock is 100% my choice. I think that if I had to pick a successor for Watchmen, I would pick Doomsday Clock 100% of the time.
Even though Lube Man isn't in Doomsday.
We don't know that Lube Man isn't in Doomsday Clock. Just because the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, Eric.
Okay, that's he doesn't make a forthright appearance. How's that?
Correct, but he stays in the shadows, and I'm pretty sure he's responsible for saving everything. No,
that'll be the Shyamalan twist. Every single thing, Lube Man is like pulling the strings behind the entire DC universe. He's actually basically God, who just likes to slip into sewers.
Yeah,
I can dig it.
Chad Middleton says, "Does Ozymandias have the same powers as Superman?" No, not Ozymandias. Ozymandias is just he's basically a very, very intelligent Batman. And he does make the distinction that Lex Luthor is the world's smartest man, followed by Bruce Wayne in DC. So take that for what you will. But I actually kind of agreed with that. You gotta kind of hit Batman in the kneecaps occasionally. Batman's the world's greatest detective, but as far as just sheer uncanny brilliance, I'd have to give it to Lex every day of the week. But no, Dr. Manhattan is also far more powerful than Superman, I think. So.
Well, yeah, he can change reality just because he's bored.
Well, yeah. And does in this book, often. And that's what changes the reality in DC Comics, so. But, I don't know, I really liked it. And at the end, it does tease we talked about this a little bit. It teased a future Marvel and DC crossover.
Oh, yeah. There was a reference to Thor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and the Hulk. The giant green behemoth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that would be so cool. Give Jonathan Hickman a new DC Marvel amalgam crossover for 2020.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he would be the guy to write it, though, honestly.
No. Yeah. Just the first person that came into my head.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd love to get McFarlane back in Marvel's bullpen for something like that. Back in his days on Spider-Man.
That would be cool.
But I don't know. It'll probably be a bunch of amateur writers that don't really know what they're doing.
And then we'll want to kill ourselves in Minecraft.
Because we'll have to read it.
I know.
But it does kind of bring up the idea that Marvel and DC still have joint ownership of a character named Access and the brothers.
Which, would they do something in the comics, or would they be ballsy enough to try and do some sort of movie thing?
God, I hope
to
not.
tie.
Please, no
to
more.
tie in the MCU to the horrible DC
they would
movies
never.
And do Avengers versus
They would never cross
Justice League movie.
They would never cross-contaminate the cash cow that is the MCU. Just shake that off right now.
But give it like 5 years when they start losing money because all the new stuff that they're planning is going to be terrible.
I don't see it.
And then they'll be like, okay, they'll offer the original 6 Avengers actors ass load of money that they'll never be able to spend in their lifetimes to come back and do Avengers versus Justice League movie, and then they'll make a bunch of money because people are stupid and will be all hyped for it, and they'll forget that Captain Marvel and Justice League were terrible.
I'll believe that when we get Jason David Frank as Bloodshot.
All right, fair.
What's going on over here? We are not talking about comic J drama because that's usually not what our main fare is. I was just kind of lauding on how good I thought Doomsday Clock was, with a few exceptions, and talking about how interesting it would be to have another amalgam event with Access still being duly owned by DC and Marvel. By the way, welcome Dillard Draws. You always come in right at the end, man. I love you for stopping by.
Him and Weeb.
Him and Weeb, yeah, they always. Well,
Weeb was in earlier though.
Yeah,
today.
Weeb was in early, but he dipped out. Anyway, no, we're just bullshitting about Doomsday Clock. We've already gotten through everything that was in the show suggestions. We blew through it. A lot of top 10 lists. We didn't go through a lot of top 10 lists, just 2, and they were both awful. But looking forward to a new Jonathan Hickman book next week from Image, Decorum. Looking forward to finishing up East of West and making Ayrton start to read it. Because, like Jeff Johns, Jonathan Hickman can write a goddamn book.
And we've been talking about, I think, East of West since we started this show, doing that one.
Is this the part where I accuse somebody of sucking somebody's dick because they're complimenting them on something? I'm confused.
Yeah, I think you have to. That's what you do, right?
Oh, that's what happened to me on Dillard's show when I went on. Because I didn't get involved with blood sports with somebody. They accused me of sucking some dick. No dick has ever crossed these lips, sir. Except that great big Hawaiian dick.
Exactly. I mean, the Buckler though, he's Canadian, so his dick probably tastes like maple syrup. So you could just say you were drunk and got confused and thought you were at a Waffle House.
I don't think you can say that. No, I don't think that excuses it. Is that the excuse you use?
I mean, that's the excuse I'm going to use. If I was allowed in Canada.
Yeah, we're not allowed in Canada. Something about bottle rockets in a convenience store parking lot.
I'll tell you off air, but no, I'm legitimately not allowed in Canada.
Seriously? Oh yeah, you got to tell me off air. I mean, I kind of want you to tell the people, but we're not gonna do that to you. At least until I hear it. I'm gonna get the exclusive, and then we'll decide whether or not we can tell this on air.
It's the stupidest thing ever, but yeah, I'll tell you off air.
Wow, I actually have someone banned from Canada as my co-host. How fucked up are you? Like, I'm not even banned from Canada. You hear some of the shit that I say on this show?
Like I said, it's for the stupidest reason ever, but only for another.
Luckily, you know it, and so would your orthodontist. Oh my Jesus! I think
I'm only not allowed in there for I think it's another 6 years or so.
Oh, only that long. Dillard, I used to tell people when I called into work that my orthodontist, or not my orthodontist, my optometrist and my proctologist got together and said they couldn't see my ass coming into work today. So, or you just call in scared. I'm afraid I'm not going to make it today. You know, that's the more polite way to do it, but I prefer the optometrist and the proctologist. I just don't see my ass making it into work today. Yes, he was trying to smoke. He doesn't even smoke pot, Matt Christie. Is that why you don't smoke pot, Ayrton? Did you get caught trying to smuggle it into Canada? I think he died. Ayrton is dead. R.I.P. Ayrton. Rest in pepperoni. I think he's actually dead, folks. Anal glaucoma, yeah. Matt Christie can't dance. I think I literally just lost my co-host live on air. Oh, he's gone. He's gone from the Discord. Ah, there he is. He's back. Did you die?
What the hell?
You died.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You died, though.
Okay. Discord just, decided to tart out for a second.
Well, yeah. That's just what Discord does.
That
We've
was
got...
weird.
oh, yeah. That's fantastic. We have the safe space. This is the 2020 safe space brought to you from the great folks.
Not by Jeffrey Epstein.
No, Jeffrey Epstein did not use one of these. Oh no, Diller, I'm not worried about that. I'm just fucking around, man.
No, I did not get drafted for World War III. Thank God.
Ayrton's just a little too old to get drafted.
Am I too old to get drafted?
Yeah, 26.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
yes.
18 to 26.
Thank God.
Yeah. Old enough to
'Cause I would
smoke, but too old to be drafted.
Yeah. I would just take a picture of my middle finger and just stick it back in the envelope and write return to sender and send it back to the Department of Defense or whatever.
Oh, well, when it comes to finish, being a literal building, I like to use a 3000 grit sandpaper and an oak stain.
Oh.
Talking about Dillard's last comment in the chat.
Yeah, do you do a wet sand?
No, but I let the women do that for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just take them to the beach, and then you get a sanding. When you
right.
Yeah. No, just leave that there. Fuck, Matt, you're 45. We'll just elect you president. In fact, I'd give you honorary citizenship and elect you for president. How about that?
Lieutenant Chip. All right.
Saint Chip, Lieutenant Chip. I don't know. But I will tell you that we have reached the end of the show tonight. I want to thank all of you for coming out. I'm going to go ahead and play us out with the same pre-intro music that we played in with.
And real quick, I'll throw it out there. Matt and Novel Bro, if you want to jump in the chat and hear the story real quick. You guys can jump in.
You got to let Dillard jump in too. I mean, he's drawing about the
if he wants to jump.
Anybody that wants to hear the story, yeah. Anybody that wants to hear the story about Ayrton being banned from Canada, jump in the chat. We're just not going to record it for the internet to hear. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play us out. We'll mute for just about 2 minutes. Let everybody queue up as they want to. But thanks everybody for stopping by, joining us for this week in comics news. If there's anything you want us to cover, drop it in show suggestions over the week. Next week, well, actually, not sure what we're doing tomorrow. Next week we have Robdo coming on to promote his book. I'm going to reach out to some other creators, talk about some other Indiegogos that I've seen come up. But until then, I will see you guys next time.
Good night, everybody.
fucking runs like a dream. It's fucking awesome, man. I'm so fucking happy. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. It's a big weight off of my shoulders, right? So, yeah. So I had a good week before I took a day off.
Excellent. Oh, by the way, Churchy, you are muted.
I'm aware. I just left the I just left the show chat and jumped in here and told Ayrton to get in here.
Yeah, I saw that you moved over.
Oh, there we go. Hello, lad.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump back in and make sure the song's still playing. But
all right,
it's playing.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait for you to get back.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's playing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, when that ends, I'll just end the stream. But
All right.
Anyway, so
do tell, Ayrton.
Yeah,
do tell.
So first, I want to preface this. Alcoholism is rampant in Canada, right?
Oh.
No, not
No.
Well, not since they legalized growing your own weed.
True. Are you having a stroke?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm jumping back and forth to the show chat so that I can turn the stream off when the song ends. I can do that. I'm on a desktop. I can just jump back and forth.
I can do that.
Fair. So yeah, apparently, if you even get a minor alcohol or drug charge, Canada will not let you in to the country. And a few years ago, I got a not a DUI in Michigan because I wasn't high Michigan alcohol laws, and so I was literally 0.1 or 2 over the legal limit,
right?
And so now another 6 years. It lasts for I think.
Okay, hell, man, over something like that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Kind of sobers you up a little bit, and I got nabbed basically because of that. Pissed off.
Was it local cops or was it RCMP?
No, it was in Michigan. It wasn't in Canada.
Oh fuck! So you can't go into Canada because you got a fucking DUI in the USA?
Yeah, and it's not even a DUI. It was operating while impaired.
Intoxicated.
Because I wasn't